Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tidus podcast. This is episode 29, featuring our special guest, Vaboom. Vaboom, how are you doing today?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. I like to start these out by saying how I was introduced to the person. I'm pretty sure it was through Sugar Mama McNasty in some form or fashion, whether it be a raid or through her chat or something. And you used to do a lot of Pokemon. Now you still do some. You actually started doing you were doing a ROM or something.
Yeah, so I've moved around a lot. I still play Dynamax Adventures for Sword and Shield, but got issues with my capture cards, so I've been mainly doing like Pokemon card openings for myself, Pokemon card openings for the Tidus shop, and also yeah, I've got a Nuzlocke going of Pokemon Radical Red.
I think that's what I saw you doing because you were like speeding through, like kept trying to hit up a course and just like running into walls.
Yeah, that's
But
the space bar is out of control.
I also like to say some of the favorite things about the channel. One, the fact that you can open hidden fates almost on a weekly basis. I'm a fan of.
It's I mean it's expensive.
But two, it's just you're always very chill and nice with everybody, and you don't always get that with streamers. So I appreciate that a lot. And you shout me and my various stuffs out without expecting anything in return, which is very cool and not at all warranted, but I appreciate it. So for anybody who doesn't know who you are, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Vaboom. I've been streaming for 3-4 years. Started off with Dead by Daylight, and then I moved on to like Zelda randomizers. Love Pokemon, love shiny hunting. Did a lot of Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and I think that's where our paths crossed. And then I moved on to Sword Shield, and where I am today.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people I know from Pokemon was started around the Let's Go era because that was my first, I think, Nintendo stream was Let's Go, and I did that for a while, and I'm still going with the living decks.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was doing my first playthrough of Let's Go, I was like, yo, all these shiny hunting streams, they're so boring. Why would anybody watch? And then I built up a catch combo in Mount Moon and tried to get Geodude, and all I got was, and I got a shiny Clefairy. I think the cool thing was that the odds were like pretty good in that game,
Right.
and you could just like idle and just watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was a jumping off point for a lot of us shiny hunters.
Oh, absolutely, because I didn't shiny hunt before that, and even now I don't shiny hunt a lot outside of that. But yeah, it definitely, I think it introduced a new generation into shiny hunting, but spoiled them with the odds.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely loved. I always loved shiny Pokemon, but I never really was a shiny hunter until that game.
Having an overworld was nice though too. Like
Yes.
if Sword and Shield had overworld shinies, people would be like just circling around the the wild area, just like where is one? Where is one?
Yeah. Yeah. People give that game a lot of flack, but I think it's really well done. I think it's a really good game.
I agree, and they did. For the first time really doing DLC, I think they did a good job as well.
I'll say half of it's good.
The second half, I assume.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like Isle of Armor, but
Crown
Crown
Tundra was
Tundra.
definitely better for sure. I
Yeah,
think there's no question about that.
I'll sit in bed and just hammer out DAs um, until I get that shiny.
All right, so before we move on to the questions, this is a part where I let everybody know if you're here live on Twitch, you can put exclamation point raffle in the chat, and whoever wins that at the end of the stream will get a sub to Vaboom's Twitch channel.
What?
on
That's
me.
sick.
I always do it as a thank you to my guests for taking the time to do this. So you'll also get to choose who we rate at the end of the stream. So
It's really nice of you. Thank
of
you.
course. So if anybody wants that, exclamation word raffle, and you'll get the chance. All right, let's go ahead and move forward then. So first one's a pretty basic general question. So how long have you been gaming? Is it lifelong? Did you get it when you were later in life?
Yeah, I mean, I've been gaming pretty much. I think I got my N64 when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Got it. I got Mischief Makers and a little game called Super Mario Kart 64.
My God, you're so. I didn't realize how young you were.
I mean, we're the minority here. There's a lot younger.
You say weird. I'm still like you're like I was 6 years old playing Mario Kart. I was 6 years old and didn't have a Nintendo yet.
Wow.
Yes, you see the grays, right? I'm 35.
I got my first one the other day.
Your first gray.
Yeah, I'm turning 30 this year.
Gotcha. So you're not. It's not as far behind. I thought you were gonna say like 27 or 28 or so.
No, I look a lot younger than I am.
Well, that's nice. So what are some of your favorite games and then genres of games? Do you lean towards a particular kind of game?
I mean, I always have a special place in my heart for like Nintendo, for Mario, Pokemon. Pokemon and Zelda are pretty much my top two like franchises, no matter what the game is. If it's a main series Zelda game, I'll buy it and play it. And Pokemon too. I don't really do much with the side games, and I play from time to time, like I don't know, random Call of Duty game. I did that a lot when I was in high school, yelling and screaming like a child, playing Call of Duty 4.
Actually, it's kind of surprising because I don't know that I've ever heard you talk about Zelda before today.
Really?
So it was interesting that when you said that earlier, I was like, oh, you're a fan of Zelda. So we'll talk a little bit about Skyward Sword HD a little later.
Sure, absolutely. I have Ballad of the Goddess stuck in my head. I've had it stuck in my head for the last 2 weeks.
So, what are some of your fondest gaming memories?
My fondest gaming memories, I don't have like a lot of them. Probably like the one that it's not like a specific moment, but like playing Ocarina of Time with my dad, we'd take the strategy guide, or we'd print out all the strategy guides from like whatever website and try to beat the game together.
That's pretty cool, though. I've had a couple of people that come on the podcast and say they, have fond memories, playing with their parents in some fashion or other. I never had that. My dad plays games now, but he only plays like the sports games, and my mom only ever played like Galaga, which good game, but not really one you play together. And that was NES, and we evolved from NES pretty quickly. So that's pretty cool, though.
Sorry, I'm not old enough to know what Galaga is.
You don't know what Galaga is?
No, I was making fun of you, but now I'm legitimate. Like I don't know what it is.
I mean, there was actually a joke about it in Avengers when Tony Stark's like, that guy's playing Galaga over there, like on the helicarrier. It's just your little ship at the bottom of the screen. You shoot bullets up as things try to kill you.
Oh, is that the thing where they go back and forth? Like,
yeah, they fall down and then they come back to the top of the screen if you don't kill them, and then they fall down again.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like, I think Spaceynvader is the other one, but it's different from that. Where Spaceynvader, I think it just comes down until you die if you don't get them all. Or this one,
okay.
They come down and then they come back to the top of the screen and just keep looping until you kill them all or you die.
Gotcha.
See, now I feel even older.
That's fine. I mean, yeah.
What are some games? Actually, what are games you're most looking forward to right now? Like any upcoming games?
I hate to say this, but there's really nothing coming out that I'm super into. I've gotten to the age where it's very hard for me to like pick up a new game, pick up a new series, and like really enjoy it, really get into it. I've been playing a lot of like the Mario, Pokemon stuff. I guess I never mind. There is an answer. It's the Legends of Arceus.
I was gonna say, what about
Yeah,
Diamond and Pearl and Arceus? Are you any of those?
yeah. I'm not really a Gen 4. We can, if you want to know about my Pokemon origin story, I kind of skipped out a couple generations in there. But I'm really, really excited for the Dynamax Max Adventures, the the Legends of Arceus. That should be really fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm hoping they
but
don't let us down on that one.
I think it'd be really cool. One thing I know they're doing a lot of like Mario like sports games. I would love a Mario baseball for the Switch. I played Mario baseball on the GameCube, and I've been watching a lot of Super Sluggers on YouTube. So I think it'd be cool if they made one for the Switch. It'd be super fun.
Yeah, I was going to say they hadn't had one in a while. GameCube is probably the last one they've had. Golf is pretty consistent. Tennis sometimes. Soccer, it's been a while as well. I think.
I like tennis. I think it got a little gimmicky with the most recent game, but
Yeah, that seems to be a lot of the when the Mario offshoots seem to like they stick to a gimmick. It's like make the core gameplay fun and add you want a gimmick, add it, make it a side game. Don't make it the focus.
right. Like I don't like when you stop time and you can like aim a shot or like you can get across the whole court in 5 sec or like 5 milliseconds when the other person won a point. Like it's just stick to the core N64 Mario Tennis. It's perfect. That game, I loved that game.
Yeah, I've been debating whether or not to get the golf one because I'm a big fan of the Hot Shots golf series.
Okay.
But I know this one is a little arcadey with the whole speed stuff and superpowers, and so we'll see. I'll probably get it eventually.
Yeah, I think it's I think a speed run would be really cool that game. I if I were to play myself, like I don't think I could just play online against random people
Mm,
infinitely, you know?
gotcha.
So
All right. So what are you currently playing on and off stream?
so what I'm playing off stream is a lot of Dynamax adventures. I just run the Dynamax adventure as fast as I can. I basically turn off all computer animations. I don't catch the non-legendary, and I try to get the shiny at the end of the road. It's been very slow.
I was going to say how many have you gotten?
So I think there's a total of 47 of them, and I have 7.
That's not too
So-
bad. Then again, I think I've done very minimal, and I think I have 2.
Yeah, I had a Latias hunt go 475.
Whew. And that's roughly at least 10 minutes a pop, right?
Yeah, that's why I had to shorten everything up. And then I had a Latios go like 275, and I had a couple that were maybe one more over 100. Um, it's a pain, but when you're a shiny hunter, you're addicted to it for some reason.
Right. And on stream.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing a lot of games on stream. Been doing a lot of Pokemon openings and the Radical Red Nuzlocke that I started recently. I also streamed like a one-off Phasmo game. There's a really funny clip of me getting scared for the first time.
I'll have
But
to look that up.
yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So I mean, if I had friends to play Phasmo, I'd play Phasmo more. Um, a lot of what I do is just like shiny hunting, and then if a friend is playing something, I'll play with them.
Yeah, I saw you playing like a Mario Bingo.
Oh yeah, I just got into that. So DJR Dave is a big YouTuber, and he showed off this. Thanks for reminding me. This hack of Mario 64, where it has a bingo board involved in it, and like you didn't know about me doing Ocarina of Time randomizer, I liked playing those bingos, because I don't necessarily like just beating the game. I like changing up what my goals are every single time.
Right.
So that made it super fun, and each game takes like an hour, 2 hours. We're actually gonna try to race. We're gonna try to go into that game and just get 1 star, but we'll be blindfolded.
Oh,
so,
oh my.
so, so yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I'm just into like just changing up the goal,
Right.
just doing something new. So yeah.
All right. So, how did you go about choosing your Twitch name?
Well, I used to be BoomerCon a long time ago. BoomerCon 214. 214 has always really been like a lucky name of mine, or a lucky number. Lucky number of mine. I grew up on a 214. I did my popcorn was 2 minutes and 14 seconds. I graduated my my middle school in 214th. So yeah, it's just a lucky number for me. And then Boomer was from my dog, my dog that my parents got when I was a senior in college. They named him Boomer. And then Con was state that I live in, which is Connecticut. Um, from there, I wanted to shorten it, so I went down to Boom, 3 O's underscore 214, because once you go down, you try to simplify your name, it gets harder and harder to get.
Yeah.
So I kept the Boom, I got rid and added an underscore 214, and then I wanted to get rid of the numbers. Didn't want to change up my brand too much, so I kept Boom, and then basically went through the alphabet on the on the other ones. So Vaboom was open, so there it is.
All right then.
There's no.
Interesting.
I didn't move to Virginia. I didn't move to Virginia.
So, what drew you to streaming?
I don't know. I don't really know the day and time where I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I know that I really liked Dead by Daylight. I really liked watching Dead by Daylight on Twitch. So I bought a streaming computer, a gaming computer, quite some time ago, and from there I just started streaming. I had someone bugging me. I had a friend of mine bugging me to start streaming. He's now retired streamer, a guy by the name of I Am But Pixels. He's a Mario Golf speedrunner. And yeah, I just started, and I mean, it's been off and on. I really don't have a schedule at all. Kind of.
Except for your Friday Night Fates.
Yeah, my Friday Night Fates, which might be changing because I'm bowing out of Hidden Fates. A discussion for later.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, what do you like best about streaming?
I really like just talking with people, asking them how they're doing. Like I grew up as an only child, so I've always like had to go elsewhere to find like people around me, had to make friends. So I just wanted to be like someone there that you could talk to, someone you could just chill and have a good time with. Really nothing more than that.
Is there anything you dislike about streaming?
Yeah, it feels like you have to put on a face. You kind of have to it's like a whole big ordeal. I'm a very simple person. I have to like get dressed, get out of bed. You know how hard that is. It's just and you have to. I guess more and more as you get used to it, you kind of also aware that you kind of have a filter on of like, hey, I'm live, so I have to kind of, take out any, habits or any colloquialisms or anything that, is unbecoming of you, and you got to get rid of it. So, yeah, it's just it feels like I gotta put on a show sometimes.
It's understandable. I think anybody who streams knows how you feel to some extent.
Hmm.
So, how long have you been streaming?
I think it's like 4 years. I have it written down somewhere. I think it was 2017. It was a long time ago.
I'll go. Yeah, because I had no idea myself. I know you'd been streaming before I started, but I don't know how long before. So, 4 years.
Yeah, I think. Well, I've had my username for how long? It doesn't say my birthday in your chat. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's around. I think it's around 4 years.
Uh, who are some of your favorite streamers to watch?
I'm a very interest based viewer. So I mean, I hate to say it, but if you're playing something I like, I'll watch. If you're not playing something I like, I won't watch. So it's more so like the category right now is Pokemon trading cards. I don't really watch Dynamax Adventures right now.
You get enough of that yourself.
Yeah. So like some cool names I like to watch. I like to watch you when you break. I like to watch someone by the name of Tuna Teeny when he breaks. Uh, Island Grown is probably the biggest breaker. Twitch. He's based in Hawaii. Really, really, really positive and awesome guy. Uh, who else do I watch? I watch 360 Chrism for various whatever. I actually met him at HEDQ. He's really nice. I also like to watch my friends Garm993 and KillerApp23. Those guys are guys that I met while in that guy I Am But Pixels stream.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us come from that community. A lot of my older friends on Twitch come from that community. And the three of us did a lot of those like Zelda randomizers together. We'd be on a team and we'd race other teams. We did a tournament and we actually went like 4-2. So we actually had some decent success. And we're just idiots. We're just like when one of us we used to do like birthday seeds where we like max up the randomness and put in like ice traps, and whenever you got an ice trap you had to drink and we get sloppy. It's just a bunch of idiots having fun.
As long as you're having fun and not hurting anybody else.
Yeah, except your liver. Yeah, I think that's it for the most part.
Okay. What are some goals or aspirations you have for your channel, if you have any?
So, I mean, I don't really aspire to get up and be partnered or anything like that. Really, all I would love is just to have maybe 15 to 20 consistent and just a constant chat. As lame as I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but like if it would really help like my mindset, because there's a lot of mental health things that come up when you're streaming. There's a lot of, you know, it's so you're so impressionable. You know, you care about the little things. If you look too much at your metrics, it gets really, really upsetting. So for me, I just want to have fun and to have a constant dialogue between myself and a group of maybe 15 to 20 people.
I'd say that's a nice aspiration. I'd say mine's probably pretty close to. I'd be happy with what you're saying. For me, I don't need nor do I expect partnership at any point in time. But just having people I come to Twitch to socialize, because that's where I get my socialization. So come talk to me, say hi, even if it's two people just having a discussion with me. That's cool with me.
Yeah, I have a lot of. I'm very shy too, and I like to lurk a lot. So I'll just sit in streams. If I'm talking in your stream, it's probably because we're like friends and or I like conversating with you. It's tough for me to break in and say hi and start like into a new channel. It's really tough for me to like, you know what I'm saying? It,
Yeah.
it's like it's very scary. It's a strange world. But I mean, it's Twitch has been really good for like the pandemic. It's really helped with seeing more people, seeing new people, seeing friends that you can't normally see. I was working throughout the whole time, so I didn't really miss out on a lot, but it helped fill in the cracks of like my social life.
Cool. Is there any advice that you give to newer streamers, just based on your 4 years of experience?
Yeah, I mean, I have great advice for that I would never listen to. Just stream, just do it, and commit to a schedule if you can. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take time off if you're not feeling it.
It's
Don't be
important.
afraid to stop playing games because you feel you have to. Um, Dead by Daylight is like an example for me. Like it's kind of like the apex of my like what if moments is what if I stuck with Dead by Daylight because that game is so popular.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a bad time playing it, and I think the community as a whole is not the most friendly. Um, and I'm not talking any like personalities, like any streamers, but I mean, there's one or two bad eggs here and there, but like just people in the game are just, I think, are not very nice. I heard that they started censoring words in the post game chat, so that's really nice. But yeah, if if I had stuck with that game, it's like it's very popular, and a lot of my friends who did stick with the game are like building up and like kind of quasi almost partners. Like, what if I did that? But I think at the end of the day, I'm really happy that like got away from it because I was more happy playing games that I enjoyed, like
Right.
Pokemon, like like Zelda, because they're it's not really toxic at all. There's no really. It's not like I get a shiny and you don't, and you're like, God damn it! Like you're like, yo, happy congratulations! Like it's a nurturing community
Right.
rather than a competitive one, and that's something I've always sort of I've shied away from the competitive side of most things, like Pokemon, like like Zooter. That's Ocarina of Time randomizer. I don't typically do a lot of competitive things because I don't like to lose.
All right. So, what are
So
some of your interests and hobbies outside of gaming?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
So
go.
so like my advice would be just be happy, do what makes you happy, and just stream regularly.
Oh, yeah, and I was
That's
gonna say that if you're not happy, like if you had gone down that road, I think at some point in time it would start showing that you're not happy, and then
yeah.
that would affect the stream too. So, what are some of your interests and hobbies outside of gaming?
Um, outside of gaming, I don't really. I like music. Um, it really does well for my mood. Like when I'm at work and I just throw some music on that I can. I'm in a bad mood. Throw on some music that I can really get into, and it kind of cures my mood, so to speak. I like sports. Uh, I like some radio shows and podcasts that I listen to as well about sports. So, and I like random like sports facts that are kind of weird.
Which we will talk about later in your topic of choice, which was sports.
Woohoo! Yay!
All right, now I didn't get a lot of these down, but so some. We're gonna go into a little bit of Pokemon talk just because I'm curious of a few things as far, especially like how the TCG goes. because that's a lot of how our interactions go nowadays is, through the TCG. So when did you have you always been into the hobby, or did you get back into it like recently?
So I became a shiny hunter, right? From Let's Go, from Sword Shields.
Mm-hmm.
They announced a new set. It's
Hidden
like
Fates.
no, they announced Shiny Star V.
Oh.
So I got back in on Shiny Star V. I said I vowed to only get Japanese Pokemon cards, and then my fiance Tanya, her father got me for Christmas 2 booster packs of Vivid Voltage. I got an amazing rare Celebi, and there we go.
And then you're like, oh my
So,
god.
so I played when I was a kid. It surprises me how much I had of everything. And then I kind of drifted away. Probably before second gen, I left Pokemon cards because I think the latest cards I have from the old WotC eras was maybe some Gym Heroes or Gym Team Rocket. I think Team Rocket. And then there was a summer camp where I was briefly back into it, and then I was gone again, and I didn't come back until like November, December of 2020.
I didn't
And
realize it was that recent.
yeah, it was very recent.
So when I started talking to you about cards, like you had just gotten back in.
Yeah.
Wow. Fortuitous timing.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite card that you have graded and one that you have not graded? So for people who may not know, in the Pokemon TCG, you have your cards. You can get them graded, which means I can show you right here. They get encased, so it's saved and protected, and they give it a label, tell you what it is, the cert number, and then the grade given, like how good the quality is, 1 through 10. So I know you have graded cards, so I'm just curious as to what's your favorite.
So my favorite, I love Umbreon, but I think all of the Umbreons are kind of disqualified because I didn't actually pull them.
Oh, well, they're not disqualified. I said favorite card, not favorite poll.
Then it's probably Hidden Fates Umbreon.
Okay.
But my favorite pull is probably this one right here. It's the Shiny Star V.
From Champion, or is that the Japanese one? Oh, it's the Japanese one.
The Japanese Shiny Star V from Champions.
Or from Shiny Star V.
PSA 10. So
nice.
Yeah. I got that clip of me actually pulling it, and and then I got it graded myself, and it came back a 10. So it's always cool to like kind of pull it yourself and grade it, but I think economically that's not very smart anymore. I can go into those thoughts later.
All right. So what about not graded card? Do you have a card you don't have graded that you just maybe either you plan to or you just really like, but it's not worth grading?
They're not my favorite. I love the character cards from Cosmic Eclipse.
Yeah.
I have the Piplup. I bought it off a friend of mine, and it's probably my favorite. I love that card, those kinds of cards. But I think my favorite
got it right here.
That
actually.
I have. Oh, do you have it?
I bought it for my wife when they were cheaper, like because she loves Piplup because she's a big Penguin fan.
Oh.
So I just got it here. It's not necessarily anything worth grading, but they are nice cards. I wish they would have done more.
They are. I also like the new alternate arts.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
Like Chilling Reign has a lot of those, a lot of alternate arts, and they're coming to Evolving Skies, and I've pulled 3 of the T-Tars,
which I can't believe.
Yeah, I actually just pulled. I I picked up a partner pack yesterday. I just I was like, oh, you know what? Like I went and got some like ice cream for us. We were on our way from home from a brewery, and we were in separate cars. And I decided I'd go surprise her with ice cream. And I was standing outside ice cream. I was like, I should go to the Walmart. So I go to Walmart, and they actually had cards. And I went and I got a partner pack because we still needed like Gen 5. So I got the Gen 5, and I pulled a Rainbow Urshifu.
Nice.
Yeah, my battle style set. I know people give it a lot of crap, but I'm almost like I'm pretty close to battle master setting it.
Really?
But my favorite card that I pulled is probably the Slowpoke Psyduck Rainbow.
Oh, nice.
Hyper rare. Yeah.
Well, that was what, back in Tag Team or something?
Unified, I think.
Was it Unified? That sounds probably right because it's psychic.
I like funny artworks, so just to have like a Psyduck and a Slowpoke be a VMAT or a tag team,
right?
Like, hyper rare is super cool to me.
So when it comes to are you the kind of person who's PSA only, or are you willing to go other places?
I'm PSA only. I want all my cards to match. And my first couple were PSA, and I know that PSA is typically like I think they're an easier grader. Beckett
I would
and
agree.
CGC, yeah, they seem to have really high standards, and I mean, but for some reason PSA still has more value.
It's because it's the one that's been there for decades. Even if it's not for Pokemon, they're the known name.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy because it's like they grade harder. So if you have a 10 here, that means it's a better condition, but that doesn't matter. Except for Beckett. A Beckett 10 usually is a little bit more than a PSA 10. Because my understanding is that Beckett 9.5 roughly people equate to a PSA 10. But a 10, especially like that, a gold label 10 is really, really difficult to get.
Black label.
Is it black?
Yeah, it's black. It's when it's got 10 in all of its subs.
Right.
Yeah, that's black label.
I did hear of one recently through what's his name? TCA Gaming. I don't know if you know him. He does YouTube, but he's sold Pokemon cards for forever at this point. And he was kind of promoting another one where they do all the normal grading stuff that others do. You actually can choose the style of your label, so they have different styles to choose from, and they have a I don't think these have a not a UPC. Oh, they do. But do you know what this does on the back? The 3D barcode.
Can't see your stream.
I know it's a 3D barcode. You know, the square with all the little black.
Yeah.
Do you know what it does?
It brings you to like a website, right?
I don't know. I was asking you.
Yeah, it goes to a website. It brings up like stats, probably pop info.
Okay, because
it does that. It does that on PSA cards. Yeah.
Okay, for the company that he was touting, that brings you specifically to your card and shows you where the faults are at in each quarter, like of your card. It breaks it up and it shows you.
Wow.
So I was like, so I've considered, like, nobody probably knows them, but the problem is they're also expensive. Like, their cases are supposed to be like high quality where it like blocks UV and stuff like that, so they're still like $20-$30 a grade, which I can't really justify, but I've been considering sending like one in just to see.
Yeah, turnaround time's probably pretty good too.
I think it was around a month right now.
It's not bad.
Not when you compare it to PSA where you can't submit it unless you're spending $300.
Yeah.
So all right. So, and what about? So you're gonna get into Evolving Skies, right? That's because you and T kind of like alternate sets almost.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I've thought a lot about it because like I probably can't afford to keep like just alternating sets. So I think I'm only gonna get into sets that really, really like
speak to
speak to me, like my interests, my favorite Pokemon. Evolving Skies is like, I'm an Umbreon fan, so
Right, and you got a couple of those in this set.
yeah, there's 4 of them, so I'll be trying to hunt for it. But I think like other than that, when new sets come out, for me, I just want a sealed ETB and I'm good. So the
Well,
next set I won't necessarily get into just because.
so what about Celebrations Gold Star Umbreon?
Yeah. Whatever.
We don't even know all that we're getting yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Those Pikachu seem cool.
I'm scared about my allocations, though, considering what happened for this set. I might not be getting the higher end stuff, which would make me kind of sad because they've got some really nice products in there, but I don't know if I'll get them all.
I haven't seen what they had. I did really want the build and battle for Evolving Skies because I wanted to get those promos. But
Yeah, do we know what the 4 promos were?
I don't know. I think they're released. I think it's been.
Yeah, I'm sure it's out there, or at least I'm pretty sure it's out there. I know the 3-pack blister. You have Umbreon as a promo, and then Ice Cube.
Yeah. Were you there when the hold on, build and battle promos? Were you there when? I think you were there when
GameStop?
GameStop dropped.
I was the one who told you that GameStop dropped. And you were like, what? And
yeah, and there it is. It's funny because like I bought however many I bought, and then someone said, Umbreon's one of the promos, and I'm like, all right, I'll buy 3 more. Can't find the promos.
Yeah, I had somebody buy 2, and usually when they buy 2 of something, it's like one of each. So it's like, I want both Umbreon. It's like, all right, we see where you're going with there.
Yeah, I have an expensive favorite Pokemon. It sucks.
It's because it's not just a favorite of yours; it's a favorite of a lot of people's.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank God I'm not a Charizard fan. Holy moly! Thank God.
That's true. All right, so we're gonna go move on here and switch to your topic, which was sports. So, what about sports do you want to talk about? I know sports to an extent, but I don't watch sports at all. So, if you talk about anything specific, like players or championships or anything, but I'm always willing to learn. So, what did you want to talk about specifically?
Nothing super specific. It's just one of my interests. I like numbers. I like statistics, averages, stuff like that. So that's why I like sports. That's why I got into sports. I'm very big like.
Any specific sports, or is it just like in general, just about anything?
I used to love baseball. I used to love baseball and football. Kind of, the steroid when everybody was like trying to nail everybody else for steroids. I kind of turned me away from baseball. In my opinion, it's like pretty boring to watch.
Agreed, but don't tell the wife I said that.
I think the pitchers need like a pitch clock, so they don't stand there for like 3 minutes between pitches. That's the most frustrating part of the game for me.
Yeah, there is a lot of waiting around, and then 2 seconds of action, and then it's another 5 minutes before anything happens again.
I mean, you could say that about football too, but I don't know. It's not like it's not like they're. It feels like it. So with football, when they waste time, they're doing it to win the game. Baseball, baseball can go on forever.
Right.
So if they just stand there and don't throw the ball, it's like you're wasting my time. I'm sitting here on the couch. I'm watching your game. I know I'm watching for free, but my time is valuable. So, I think that's really rude of you. What a hot take. Recently, I've gotten a lot into basketball. I I'm a big Nets fan. I'm a Packers and Nets fan mainly. People don't like the Nets because they have like the three of the best players in the league, and they just like loaded up, made it a super team or whatever. But I've been a fan of them since like the year 2000, 2001 when Jason Kidd was on the team. Uh, yeah, I mean, I like the NBA because it's a and we don't have to go super into this, but it's a very player. There's a lot of player empowerment, a lot of voices in the sport that uh, have a lot to say and should be allowed to say it.
And
Yeah,
it can be fun to watch too because like there's constant
yeah.
movement. There's always, you'll get time wasting when there's like 20 seconds left, 30 seconds left, and you're up by 3 points. You need to stop the other team from doing or something. But for the most part, it's pretty consistent movement.
I mean, the other team will try to foul, and then it becomes a free throw shooting
Right.
contest. So that is, I get that is a little boring. I'm a but I just like the sport. It's something I played when I was younger. I'm not very tall. I'm not very good. I was known for my defensive prowess. I like to draw charges. Fun. I just fly across the floor. I'd celebrate.
That was always me too, though. I was always the defensive one, not the offensive person one. My dad and older brother always played basketball, so I did as well. But like you,
Yeah,
not very good and always on defense.
yeah. Don't pass me the ball. I don't know what to do.
So, considering your how your hobby with the TCG and your love of sports, was there ever any time where you're just like, I want to collect sports cards? Or was that never even crossed your mind, really?
So it has crossed my mind, um, but I would rather that those are way more expensive. Uh, I've been able to find some like in the wild, but it's really I'd rather let the collectors have it. Um, I tried like whenever I try thinking about going into a new TCG, I'd really just rather the collectors have it. I tried one box of Ghost Yu-Gi-Oh. I have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards too. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh as well, but I'm not as into Yu-Gi-Oh the series. Um, but I try to I stay out of it and let the collectors who actually want it be able to get it at at those prices rather than me.
Right. And that makes sense. And for me, it's also like I don't know nearly enough about it, and it would take a lot to learn. Like, what sets are good, what people are looking for, what's really collectible. But
Yeah, my fiance's dad, he's a big Marvel collector, um, and he kind of got into Pokemon because of me, and he opened a thing of football cards. So he's always looking for those. He got a Trevor Lawrence. This is Trevor Lawrence was drafted first overall this year, so could be a good card in however long. So,
right.
but
I,
it's not for me.
it actually used to be a YouTuber. I forget their name now, but they used to do it was all Pokemon card openings and gradings and stuff like that. And they switched over to sports and they do Pokemon once a month, if that. And I'm just like, you lost me. I mean,
Yeah,
if that's what they enjoy, good for them. But
I mean, I don't watch sports that often. I'll go and I'll look at the box score of something, and I'll play fantasy football. But like, I'm not gonna go and I don't really sit down and watch a sports all afternoon. Um,
you don't sit there on Sunday, with your beer and on
no,
the table and
no. I actually have I have a theory that um, when I watch my players or my team, they do worse. So I just stay on Twitch hang out. On
That
Twitch
is
chats.
very sports-like, though, having a superstition like that.
Oh, it's like it's real. Like I try to stay out because I'm scared that it's gonna get worse. I watched the Packers versus the Bucks in the playoffs that the Packers should have won, and that they called a crap game because Tom Brady gets all the gift calls. But like, I was like, I gotta turn it off, and they got close.
Why did you have to? Why did you do that, Boom?
Why
Why did you watch the game at all?
I don't know. Because I didn't know that Tom Brady just gets the benefit of all the calls.
I've heard a lot of things about Tom Brady, but we don't need to discuss him.
Oh, and he played the whole season with an MCL tear. Oh my God, he's the greatest. No, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time. You don't need rings to be the greatest of all time.
If you're watching this on YouTube, leave comments on if you think he's right or not.
Yeah. No. It would help. It would help if Rodgers ever had a competent coach until like 2 years ago. That's just what I think.
All right. Is there anything else sports related you wanted to discuss?
You're like, all right, this guy's an idiot.
No, I'm just because, like I said, with my minimal knowledge, if there is something specific like a season that just happened or something that a draft or anything.
No, I had a pretty good year. I started off with I won my friends league, whatever. I won the championship, and then it looked like I'd get Green Bay and Brooklyn both getting championships, but Green Bay got shafted by the refs, and Brooklyn got shafted by injuries. Oh yeah.
It's like this year's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it can only get better unless. Although Aaron Rodgers doesn't really want to play for the Packers anymore, but it is what it is.
All right, so we will move on from sports and hit up the gaming news. So it's been a couple months since we've done the podcast, so there's probably a lot of news I'm missing, so I'm going with more recent stuff, but some of it's pretty big. As far as game releases go, the only big one I can think of was actually yesterday. This is being recorded on July 17th, so July 16th, we had Skyward Sword HD come out. A lot of people, I know a lot of people in the people that I follow started playing it. I actually got the Joy-Cons myself, but that's mostly because the drift. I was tired of having the drift in my left Joy-Con. So I have. It does look real nice, though. To be fair, I pick it up and you've got the black on the purple on the on the blue, and it looks real nice.
My left Joy-Con drifts too.
You what?
My left Joy-Con drifts too.
It's gotten bad though. Like I got a can of air, fixed it for a little bit. Not even fixed it. It just helped it for a little bit. But it got to the point where I couldn't play anything. Like especially platformer. If I'm trying to play like Yoshi's Crafted World, or
God.
Like with a drifting stick, it just doesn't work. So
I can imagine.
I broke down, finally bought one, figured I might as well try to get the special edition ones, and I was able to find some at GameStop of all places. So. You were talking about Zelda earlier, so are you interested in the HD Skyward Sword, or is that like not one of your favorite games?
I've never played Skyward Sword.
You say you're this big Zelda fan, and you haven't played what's basically the origins of The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, but everybody says it's like the worst one.
I don't know if I've heard the worst one. I think people just didn't like the controls, for the most part. Like, because it was on the Wii. And so all the sword fighting was with the motion, and people didn't seem to like that. They moved this one to where you can do that still, but you also have the options of the stick, but you have to still aim it with the right stick now. So I don't know. Well, but so is it something you might consider trying on the Switch with the HD release, or is not really any interest?
I consider it. Most of my favorite Zeldas are of the 64 era.
You mean the 2?
Well, around the 64 era. I never really was interested in Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask, when I played it as a kid, it kind of scared me. Especially with the timer, the countdown.
Oh, yeah.
So Ocarina of Time was always my number one, and I loved Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I'll be getting Breath of the Wild 2. I'm not really into remakes, even though I have a Link's Awakening remake. I don't
So
know. It feels kind of cheap for a company to make remakes. I get that you want to update the graphics and you want to update the mechanics, but it like just why not just come out with a new game? Like come up with a new concept. Why do you have to like go back to the well and just remake the same game?
well, what about people who never got a chance to play it? Like, what if somebody younger than you know, didn't have a Wii, like they were 2 years old when the Wii was out, and now you know they're 12 and they want to play Skyward Sword and they don't have a Wii, so now they can actually play the game.
That's fair. It's just something I never really liked that much.
I'm okay with remakes as long as they're not using like if they're not using main sources like Bluepoint Games for PlayStation does a lot of the remakes, but so not the main developer. So you have a third party studio doing that. So the main studios are still making their stuff, their new stuff. So I'm okay when it's something like that. If you take like Nintendo's like big people and you're taking them away from new projects, then I would probably have a problem with that. So I don't know what team necessarily did this, but if they're taking away people that would be making Breath of the Wild 2 or the new Metroid or something and delaying those because you want to get this, then I'd probably have a little bit of issue.
Yeah,
So,
I just have weird opinions on that.
no, everybody's
But
allowed to their wrong
maybe,
opinions.
to have the wrong opinion. Yeah,
I'm
fair
kidding,
enough.
of course.
No, I mean I'll consider it. I've never played it before, so and it's a IR. I said earlier I'd pretty much pick up any Zelda that's main series.
Did
right?
you ever play Link to the Past, the SNES one?
I've played it on stream before.
Okay.
I was not able to beat one of the bosses, the first one after the Master Sword, so I never got past it.
Gotcha. All right, so going on to the actual news, Pokemon Unite comes out July 21st. That release date was given like a week or two ago. Do you have any interest in that?
Not really.
I play League from time to time, so I am interested to try it out. I don't think it's something I'll play heavily, but I am interested to see. Like I saw the demo of it, or the video they had of a match, and I was like, it could be cool. But we'll see.
I heard a lot of people liked it. I heard it was
it was in
popular.
beta, and people like logged
Loved
into the Japanese store beta and got all that. They couldn't read anything, but that didn't matter. But yeah, a lot of people really liked it. So, and it's free to try, so why not?
Yeah, I mean it's like that Pokemon. What's the Pokken? Is that the one where it's
Pokken
like
Tournament?
it's like a fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a cool game, and I'm sure people a lot like it, but I'm not into that kind of
Yeah, that's
game.
not my kind either.
I'm just I'll pick a starter. I'll go to the first. Like that's me.
Let's see. Recently, the Super Mario 64 a sealed copy graded at 9.8 sold for $1.5 million, and everybody around the world cried and wondered why they didn't just keep theirs sealed. You got a sealed one lying around, Boom, somewhere?
No. What's your question? I actually watched it. I watched the auction.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was watching it with T. It was crazy. It started at like 320. No, it started at 120, and it just kept going up and up and up and up. It's insane.
Yeah, because it was like 2 weeks before that the record had actually been, what was it? I think it was a Legend of Zelda NES cartridge. It was like 700 and something thousand, and then this like doubles it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It goes to show you, like the grading how much is happening in that industry and
how important it is. I mean, how many sealed copies actually exist out there? Let alone a 9.8 like graded.
Mom and Dad, couldn't you just like keep it like sealed?
Right?
I got the game right here. Couldn't you just like keep it sealed? Buy two.
It's like I could not have to work if you had just kept that sealed.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah,
just an interesting story.
it's crazy. But it's awesome too. It's really it's like it's my childhood. You know, I guess it's your childhood too, but
Yeah.
you're a little older.
So in that you're a little older.
I didn't say that.
Uh huh.
I didn't.
It's on video. It's on audio. It's recorded. It's going on YouTube.
It just went out. So nope, now it's back.
But yeah, I always said it's like if I could go back in time and give my younger self like $2,000 to just go buy some first edition base set booster boxes sealed, and
Oh my
just
God.
stick them in a room for until now, and then suddenly they pop up in my house. It's like, how much money would you have? I mean, more 6 months ago at this point, but still.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lull right now, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's not. Everything's getting back to like a more affordable range.
Uh,
And with
I'll can I just a drop of, I guess, knowledge, like something I noticed
drop that
recently.
knowledge.
And I don't know, this thousands of millions of people are gonna watch this, so my secret. So I noticed that uh, slabs are, I don't want to say cheap, but it's a very good time to buy slabs.
It is because PSA, they're not open, so we're not they're but that's because they're focusing on getting everything that's out. So you
Right.
have the busiest year of their like life in as a business, and thousands upon tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of cars getting in slabs, which means they're not worth as much because there's a lot of them out there.
Right.
So yeah, now is a good time to get, if you want to not deal about getting your own card and grading it. Now's a good time to go buy and compare pricing for sure.
So I bought the Leafeon, I bought the Espeon, I bought, these are all hidden fates. I bought Ho-Oh and I bought Caesar for probably a total of $600 in slabs.
Nice.
The Ho-Oh, like literally the Caesar is a $40 card, and I got it for 90. Like,
All tens.
yeah, all tens.
Very nice.
So when I alluded to like leaving Hidden Fates, I'm pretty much gone. I'm not buying anymore. I need two big hits in Hidden Fates. I don't care about most of the like stadium trainer cards. I have Cynthia, so I don't care about the other ones. And so the only two cards I really want in Hidden Fates before it's all done, before I'm out for good, is Sylveon and Charizard.
It still pains me that I technically had a Charizard in my hand at some points and I sold it.
It happens.
It does.
It happened. That's why Breakers. I don't understand how they buy sets that they want to collect themselves.
Well, the big ones though, the big breakers, like have enough product that they can open themselves.
Mm.
I think there's like, I'm trying to think of Nostalgic Factory is one that I've watched in the past, and they have basically what seems like an unlimited supply of booster boxes. So it's just like, and anything he wants to open, he can open, but he's got so much, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we've started, instead of doing breaks, we've started, like, I'll go and I'll buy something. I'll go to I went to the store yesterday for the first time in like a week and a half, and I only bought packs because it had a promo I wanted. We're doing a promo binder, so
Gotcha.
I just bought 2 packs because there's a promo I haven't gotten yet.
I got a big stack over here. You want to take a look?
Oh my god! Don't tell me it's a good time. We're like, we also do claim sales too. Like, I don't know if you've thought about doing it, where you have just a bunch of hits lying around and you get your chat together and just do an auction. It's a lot of fun, and it's helped a lot with my Battle Styles collection.
No, I hadn't. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't really do it because I'm not in the position where I want to sell.
Oh my god, I have so
Maybe
much I need to sell.
there's some stuff lying around. Let me know if you have any big Battle Styles hits.
I've got a rainbow single strike mustard, I think.
I think I have that one.
But yeah, I've got some lying around, but I don't know what they are offhand.
Yeah,
If I was good at running Tidus Shop, I'd have all the singles up on the website. But I'm.
I mean with auctions, you probably don't make as much money because your audience is your audience. So those people that are collectors will collect, and I don't know. It depends on the card if there's going to be a big competition, like female characters are popular. A lot of the evolutions are popular, but yeah, I mean it's not you probably don't make what TCG puts it up for, but but the collectors get it for like 80% or 90%. You start the bidding at like 80 or 90% of the
Right.
TCG price, and so that person gets a deal, and it's like it goes to someone that it goes to someone who took the time to visit your stream and follow the stream, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I don't necessarily if I like I've only sold one card. I've sold
It was
I
a
sold
T-Tar, right?
Yeah, I sold the T-Tar, and it was to probably one of my closest friends one of the closest friends I made on Twitch, and he was chasing that card, and I gave him a really good deal for it because it's going to someone who I know wants it and keep it. So yeah.
All right. Well, we went off on a tangent there.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Grading can lead to a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are interested right now, and it's good. It's a good hobby.
It is. Let's see. Ghost of Tsushima director's cut was announced with a PS5 version and extra content. Final Fantasy. I think it was the producer or director of Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 came out and said that they actually have a full out written plot for 10-3, and it's not necessarily going to come. But at the very least, if it does, they're waiting on the Final Fantasy remake to finish, which at this rate is probably a decade from now. So we'll probably never see 10-3, but it's interesting to know that they've thought about it. Then you have the bigger news for the week. You've got the Switch OLED model. So what are your thoughts on the OLED model?
You remember my thoughts on remakes? Does it fix the Joy-Con issue?
No.
So it's not going to.
How that hasn't been fixed by now, I'll never know. But
yeah.
No, you've got it goes from like a 6.2 inch to a 7-inch screen. The kickstand goes from that little crappy kickstand to what I hear is actually a pretty good one. You get 64 gigs of internal memory now, I think, and then the dock has an Ethernet port and removes a USB port to do it. So, not worth it at all for me. It's $50 more than a regular Switch. I see people. I see it as like if mine died or broke and I needed a replacement, sure.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I have no reason at all to go grab one.
The only impression I get from something like this is when usually when the company goes and upgrades their system, it means there's another generation behind it.
Oh yeah.
I grow a little weary. I don't really I don't want to get new consoles.
You're done?
Nah, I'm not done, but
I'm okay getting new consoles because if I don't get new consoles, then they're leaving us to PC, and I don't want to do that.
Well, I was supposed to get the PS5, but I got a little distracted.
A little distracted with those things in the background there?
Yeah.
And then the bigger news that happened just a couple days ago was the Steam Deck. So I don't know how much you know about that.
I don't know anything about it.
You don't know what so Valve, the company that runs Steam,
Yeah.
they are coming out with a handheld.
Oh.
It's going to be like a fully decked out. It's got all the buttons. It's got like 4 extra buttons in the back. It's got 2 touch pads like that would act like a mouse on the right side underneath the sticks. 7-inch screen. It runs the Steam OS basically that they have with a simplified UI for games, but otherwise it runs as a regular computer.
So you'd be able to take
Your entire Steam library would be on the go.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, so you really load up on those Steam sales at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks neat. I think my biggest problem, honestly, is that so there's going to be 3 different versions. There's a $400 version, a $520 version, and a $640 version, I think. The first one has like 64 gigs of memory, which people are like, there's some games that are bigger than that. So what are we supposed to do with that? And then there's a
Don't play Call of Duty. Those things.
I think there's
updates that are.
256, I think, is the next one, and but the thing is, they're not just increasing memory; they're increasing drive speed and other things. So it's like if you get the lowest model, it's not going to be like the fastest. It won't be the fastest, so your stuff will actually run a little bit slower than getting the top tier model. The top tier also has like an anti-glare on the glass, and it's like half a terabyte of memory. So I don't like the speed change, honestly, because they're just like, you're giving me 3 different systems, and you're making me pay the extra $240 just to get that, even if I don't care about the memory. It's got an SD card slot, so you can buy a cheap SD card, half a terabyte, and throw it in there, and you're good. So the memory's not as big of an issue as the speed for me. But otherwise, it's an interesting device. As somebody who doesn't play PC games for like 99.9% of what I play, it makes me interested because I do have a Steam library, even if I don't play it, and that would probably make me play it.
I could just lay in bed and play.
Right. It's like people are like, oh my god, I can play Final Fantasy 14 like and farm just like stuff and just in bed, just laying there. and
I don't like the performance thing either.
Yeah, and I don't know that it'll be a major difference, but from what I've read, it will be faster, and you can treat it just like a PC. They're actually going to have a dock, sold separately, of course, that you can put in to play it on a TV or a monitor and treat it just like a computer.
Yeah, at that point, it's just a computer. Why do you need a dock?
Well, the dock is so that you have the option of just switching back and forth. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's something you do. That being said, I've also heard that the basic internals are actually kind of like up for grabs, so that they're not stopping other people from making similar machines.
Wow.
So they'll let Epic, if they want to do their own handheld, they could do it and stuff like that. So it's interesting, and I think they're doing it if only to get people to buy, stay on Steam, because if you got the Steam handheld, you're buying their games, and they get I forget what the cut is. It's like at least a 40% cut of like every game sold or something, or 35, or I forget the actual number, but they get a good chunk of every game sold. So if you're buying a handheld and you're buying more games, it doesn't matter if they're losing money on these handhelds. You're giving them more money in their pocket every time you buy a game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter the game. Unlike PlayStation, they get all the cut of one of their games, but if it's a third party, then they don't get a full cut. Steam, it's just like every game is just a good chunk.
They get a piece of the pie.
They do. It's smart. I'll be interested to see how it goes. It's supposed to come out right now. It's slated for December, but we'll see if it doesn't get cut past Christmas. All right, that's all I have, though. Is there anything recently that's happened that you're aware of that you thought we might be interested in discussing?
As far as news goes, no, I don't think so.
All right. I see actually on your chair back there, you have one of those big. It's the on the left, it's on the swivel chair, the Charizard, the trainer box or something.
Charizard, that one?
Yeah, I've never actually seen one open. Is it even worth getting?
No.
I see him all over the stores sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't. Why? What's it? What's inside?
There's one on the floor down there.
Oh
Open.
yeah, I see it.
It's so I thought it'd be I I call myself the a thrifty individual. I went back when I thought getting everything graded was a good idea. I was like, ooh, this has the Charizard, the Raichu, and the Mewtwo in it. So I could just fill up my Hidden Fates binder with those. Lo and be, I mean, they have an icon on them, so that they could be identified from
Right.
a normal pull. And those aren't even like that great of pulls from Hidden Fates. They're okay.
Oh yeah, because it's just the GXs, right? Not
Yeah.
shinies or anything.
Yeah,
That's funny.
but those like to collect dust on Target shelves,
Yes, they do.
and now my shelf.
All right. Well, with that, we are going to switch to the wrap up. So first, I want to say thank you, Boom, for joining me today. It's good to get to talk to you, get to know you a little better. It's always fun for me to get to know people that I get to talk to sometimes, but not in like in-depth discussions.
Yeah, and we're gonna be working a lot, hopefully, together.
Yes, for those who don't know, I run a store where I sell Pokemon cards. Boom, I've recently partnered with where he does some breaks for me. So I'll send him a booster box, and he'll open them up for you, obviously for a price. You know, it's all on the website though, and it's real fun to do. He's got Darkness Ablaze right now. We're talking about some other sets to get to him. So if you don't check out Vaboom at twitch.tv/Vaboom. Is there any other socials you'd like to plug?
I got Instagram and Twitter. I don't really do a lot of I don't really do a lot of Twitter. I'm like I said earlier, I'm mainly a lurker.
I see you on Instagram for a fair bit though, like more than Twitter for sure.
So my lovely fiance is she's pretty good at social media. She's like a social media marketer. So she's a lot. She works it a lot.
Does she handle your account?
Yeah, she does. So like if there's DMs there that are like, because there's other shops that I talk to, like yeah, sorry. But we like there's DMs, other friends that we've made that then I'll talk. But she does a lot of the networking, where you know how, like I said, I'm a quiet person, I'm a shy person. She's the one reaching out and commenting and liking, and like it's I know it's disingenuous in a way that she's like me, but like
I mean, she's just representing you.
Yeah.
Although it's pretty awesome that you have your own social media specialist.
Yeah, I guess I do.
But for anybody who joined us live on Twitch, thank you so much. If you're here on YouTube, thank you for watching. You can go watch my previous videos and see other guests. Coming up soon, next month we have, I've confirmed we have Spaceynvader, a new, one of my favorite Twitch streamers I started watching a few months ago, and then IndieTaco coming up in September. So those will be fun. If you're here on Twitch, stay live. We're going to be right back after we cut to the end. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah.